Okay, good afternoon. This is Monday, October the 26th, the live 3:45 p.m. screen show. And I'm going to start off today with down here in the right-hand corner, the volume. With 15 minutes to go in the trading, we have the SPY volume turning at 58.4 million shares, folks. Now that will likely beat, obviously, the Columbus Day volume of 2 weeks ago here. But we are on pace for again, talking about this seems to be a pattern. We're on pace for the lowest volume day, and I'm going to really have to look back. I don't know, but this is really incredibly slow. Maybe they're waiting for Wednesday when the Fed announces their interest rate decision. I don't know. But this is incredibly slow at 58.5 million shares. We just have a broken market. There's no other way of looking at this. Okay, the SPY down 49 cents, 92.08. We've got the Dow down 28.5 points, 94.34. You can see it here for yourself. The NASDAQ is flat on a day, green by 28 cents, 95.73. And the Russell 2000 down 7 points at a 65.45 number. Over here on the live streaming feed, your daily numbers over here in this column right here. Oh, these are the NASDAQ 100s. Let me flip this over to the S&P. Sorry about that, folks. Give you a better feel here. Walmart turning at a 1.10. Here's Alcoa at a 1.14. Nothing extreme oversold, but some of them are getting there as the market continues to move higher. Divergence? I would think so. Small cap, extreme oversold. Taking a look in here. We're not going to really find anything here. This mid-states petroleum, that's it, that has any type of volume. And of course, over here on the large cap sector here, we have nothing again for I don't know how many days now that's been. So unfortunately, this is the market that we are dealing with currently right now. Just something that I'm going to digress a little bit here and just kind of put this out there. Been doing a lot of analyzing today because of a boring day in the markets here, and researching and so on and so forth here. And a couple of conclusions that I have come to, and I'm sure I'm in the minority on this because I think most people have already went back to turning bullish in the marketplaces just because the prices have gone up, and that's normally what they do. When prices go up, they turn bullish. But again, analyzing what happened last week with Draghi and the ECB going to continue to quantitative ease, and then the following day you had China lowering their interest rates again. There really is no natural conclusion to these currency wars that we are presently in around the globe, except systemic reform or systemic collapse. And I think as far as the systemic reform is concerned, I think that's kind of a pipe dream. That's not going to happen. I think the more likely scenario, and I've been saying this for a while, and I think collapse is the more likely scenario. I'm not saying it happens today, tomorrow, or next week, but I think that's going to be the more likely scenario as this continues to play out. I think most people just do not have any type of grasp or understanding of the complex, interconnected, dynamic global marketplace that is out there today. They will. Eventually, they'll see it. And, everybody's passing around their devaluing of their currencies. Lower our currencies, the markets take off. I mean, that's just a natural progression that happens when that goes on. And of course, your global commodities, markets, they're mostly dollar-based, and they move inverse of dollar strength. So we've had a strong dollar here. That's why you've had natural gas, energy stocks just getting blown up over, it seems like, the past year. They work opposite of each other. In those economies where the market, where they ease their currencies, devalue them, those markets take off, and they weaken the markets when they tighten. That's just your normal progression, and bonds, of course, do the opposite of that. However, there's one thing that comes into play now that's new, that it was not part of this when this was been taking place. And the fact is now that we're in a global recession. It's here. I don't think there's any need to quibble over the technical definition the way economists do, but we're in a recession, and it's a global recession. And what dominates in this type of an environment here is a material slowdown globally in a world drowning in massive debt. Now, governments, they could pursue structural reform, but they're not going to do that. You know that. Governments never do. So all that remains is that belief, that the power of monetary policy is going to fix the structural problems. Well, we've been doing that for what now? 7 years, 8 years? That hasn't worked, and it's not going to work again right now. So a global recession is going to trump any type of monetary massaging or whatever these, global central planners are attempting to do that has not worked. The global stock markets in a recession, they're going to continue to decline, but you're going to have these huge volatility swings from lows to the highs, regardless of central banks easing. Okay. The fundamentals are going to beat whatever monetary easing the central banks are going to do. That's the way it works in recessions. So yeah, in my opinion, things have changed. And I think you're going to see it sooner rather than later as we head into 2016. And I'm going to stand by that. And that's my macro viewpoint. And I will continue to, play the numbers and buy them when they're oversold, short them when they're overbought. But unfortunately, as you have seen from day in and day out on the emails, we're kind of in that period right now where Janet and the dead Fed heads down there are still trying to manipulate and massage things. But that doesn't work in a recession, and that's where we're at. So I'm going to continue to view this information as it is and not get caught up in any type of, it's different, this type of a scenario. So that's all we have today, folks. We'll do it again at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Have a good evening.